Today I'm going to show you how to create your own AI sales agent that will help you to prepare for your meetings automatically on your behalf by preparing a wonderful research document on every lead that we will be interacting on your sales call. So the whole end result of this workflow will be an in-depth research document generated by AI based on the lead information you got from its calendar. So basically, every time you book a meeting on your calendar, our AI agent will scrape the information about a name of the lead as well as a website URL, and that will be it. And workflow will be done. You'll get a wonderful research document pinned down to your description, and then you an email with a research as well. So I'll show you a quick demo of how it will work. So basically, we can just press a test workflow, and this AI agent will go to the Lead Enrichment Director that has three tools on its behalf: a website analyzer that will analyze the company website of the lead, the LinkedIn research agent that will scrape the information from LinkedIn, from its personal LinkedIn, as well as Perplexity search for finding interesting facts or other useful information for the enrichment of a lead. So that is that. After the lead enrichment director got all the important information, it will send back all this information to our document agent that will create Google Docs, update it with content generated by lead enrichment director. And after that, we'll get a calendar update as well as a good looking report. So I can just show you the quickly generated report. So yeah, we got information about our company, about the professional background of myself, additional context, potential talking points, and sources related to the document. That's it. And now I want to show you how to create this agent for you as well, and how this agent pretty much works. So basically, we start at a Google Calendar. Whenever we book a meeting with our lead, we'll need to create an event, send an invite to that lead, and insert some sort of description, because that description will be read by our AI agent. So in this case, in most cases, I will just input a sales call with a person name. I will include its website for the research, as well as a company name, because in every domain you will find a company name that AI will just generate. Of course, you could just insert company name as well, but it should work only with website too. In that case, we'll need to get all these events. So I also did this with Google Calendar Node. I just inserted find many events. And what is important for this to really work, we'll need to include after and before dates. So basically, we'll need to instruct N8N for when to find, from which time to what time we'll need to find those events. So of course, we want to prepare for today's events in this case. So we'll insert after today, and before it will be a day before today. So in this case, I just inserted +1, so it will be until tomorrow. So that means that we'll prepare for any meetings that will happen from today to tomorrow. The second part, we have an OpenAI model. Basically, this model will classify and output the information from our description. So basically, I said for the system prompt, you're a helpful calendar analyzer and classifier. And for the user prompt, I did a bigger job. I wrote a longer prompt. In that case, I just said that you will analyze the meeting details and provide me with analysis, and you will evaluate main data points. So it will evaluate if it's a sales call or not. It will extract the email of my guest if it's a sales call. It will extract the full name and a company website as well as a company title. So basically, I just gave this agent an information around from our description to this agent, to this model, and it will output true. It will output the email, the name, company, and the company website. Moving on to the code node, basically, I want to get this information from our ChatGPT model into good-looking data that will be basically just mm, turn into different arrays like sales meeting, email, company website, name, and company, because we'll need to use these data points separately. So I just separate it by using this simple code node. So basically, this code is very easy to make. You can do that with ChatGPT as well, or Claude, or whatever model of you prefer. Just go through it, say that you want to parse JSON into different arrays, and it will generate you with code like this. To move on to our workflow, if it is a sales meeting, so that's why I inserted an if statement. So if a sales meeting is equal to true, we move on. If not, we just stop this workflow just right there. We'll get back to the most important part, the most interesting part, that is interacting and setting up our Lead Enrichment Director. That is will be basically responsible for all this workflow and its job. When I created this AI agent, I used GPT-4o model, different tools that will be analyzing, as well as system prompts. So we can get back to it first. So I said that you're an expert lead research director who prepares comprehensive lead research before sales call and writes an extensive report on it. I just did that task that it will analyze company website, lead LinkedIn and web presence, and it introduced to the tools as well as the context. So basically, I just repeat the most important information regarding the tools. I describe them a little by little. A website analyzer, so it will take company URL and it will return the company industry, unique selling points, any important news or team structure. LinkedIn Analyzer will extract professional profile information using LinkedIn Scraping API. And the Web Search Analyzer, it will just scrape the internet with person's name as well as a company name and see what we can get from this type of information. Also, I included standard operating procedures, so basically how this agent will work, what we'll need to do. At first, it will need to distribute the task for all the agents with relevant information for each of them. We'll delegate to company website analyzer, to LinkedIn scraper, to web research agent, and in the end, when we'll get all this type of information in one place, we'll generate a report based on the format I generated. Moving on to the user prompt, I just pick all the needed information for this agent. So I included our name of a lead, our email. Yeah, we can just test this step and see how it works. So basically, yeah, I inserted the name of a lead by using by putting the node code node dot JSON dot name, and I'll get my name of a lead, and similarly with an email, company, and a company website. I just reintroduced the SOPs that we need to do. So as we'll see later, we'll be using Tavily tool for web research. So we'll be sending its company website to the Tavily Perplexity API. So we'll be sending the name of the lead as well as a company, and we'll be using a LinkedIn scraper that will be also sending name and company title. One common mistake I often building this agent was that it will always mix up between different names and companies, because as you imagine, there are a lot of similar names. Lead information might be wrong based only because the agent didn't knew which which person to look for. So in this case, I want to make sure that it will extract the same the required information about the lead, and we'll see if a lead name and a company name that will be getting in the calendar event is the same as it will be getting at the LinkedIn, for example, because in the LinkedIn there are a lot of people with same names but with different titles, and AI agent cannot just magically knew which one to look for. So in that case, I want for it to double check on it and see if it can really match the company title, the lead first name and last name by these tools. So that's why I inserted the common mistakes, where I basically said to double check the information and see if it's really makes sense. The output, I just say that generate the report. Of course, it will already know what report should generate based on the system prompt I'll just read to you. So basically, that is the system and user prompt or our lead enrichment director. And now we can move on to all these different tools. So we'll start by seeing the website analyzer. So basically, I just said that call this tool to analyze specific website URL, send the URL needed to analyze only. Basically, we can just see how it's working. Agent is a pretty simple one. It will basically just have a Tavily API, and I will be using Tavily. If you don't know what Tavily is, it's basically an API that helps you to use Google SERP and Google Analysis, get 1,000 queries every month with Tavily tool for anything related to the searching on Google. So I'll show you how to set that API in seconds. Why I'm using AA agents in the first place, because I want this AA agent to do couple or even more tasks at the same time. So it will, at first it will search for company title. After that, it will analyze lead information. So that's why I wanted, because it will have two or more separate tests, I wanted to choose agent, not just one model that will take the input information from the lead research director. So that's why I'm using a agent. In the system prompt, I just say that you are an expert website analyst agent that will have a separate task for generating a report as well as the introduction of a tool. So basically, I say the same information and structure the same information for different contexts. As well as the structure on the report, it will be generating to the lead director, because lead director will be summing up all these separate reports into one master report. Regarding the Tavily API or Tavily tool, I just press you could just press and use all these tools. I select the HTTP request tool, and I went to Tavily API. The Tavily, set up your free account and go to the REST API and API reference. Here you'll see different endpoints for this tool. You could use post and search. You could use as well extract. So basically to extract any information from the website you already have. In this case, I just said I wanted to use a search API, and I set up our API pretty simply. Post method, I just inserted api.tavily.com extract, and I send the main body using JSON. So basically, you could just copy all this body in the Tavily API reference. Just copy, paste it, see the different key value pairs, select the pairs that are of interest to you, and just go back and copy paste this body. In that case, and just like that, this agent will have a possibility to search for the web based on the information it will be getting from the lead research director. So that is about the Tavily analysis. Now we'll get back to the LinkedIn research. I think this is one of the most interesting tools that we'll be using today. This tool will be not using AI agent nodes, it will be just a basic API calls. At first, we'll be using Tavily to just basically get the LinkedIn of that specific lead. So basically, this will be using the same Tavily API, but now we'll be using JSON.query LinkedIn. So basically, lead name LinkedIn. This tool will find a lot of different URLs with different LinkedIns with the same lead, and now we'll have a work to just basically find which lead is pretty much the same that we are doing our research on. So once again, I just used ChatGPT to generate me this simple code to basically scrape all this, just merge all this information that we got from our code. We'll be aggregating all these URLs into one place, and basically we'll be just putting to ChatGPT, saying that it's a helpful URLs analyzer, and we'll say that you should analyze these URLs and basically find the one that is a default LinkedIn profile, not a post profile, not a post URL, not a description URL, but the main page of our lead LinkedIn profile, because there will be a bio that will be scraping. And so that is that, and we'll be using one interesting API that will help us to scrape a LinkedIn profile. I want to introduce you with one wonderful API that I found on Rapid API, the website where you can have a lot of different APIs, pretty similar like Apify, but in Apify I didn't find anything worth of mentioning regarding the LinkedIn scraper, because in most cases all of Apify's APIs needs to set up with a cookie, so I didn't want to do that in this case. So I found one alternative on Rapid API that helps me to do that without any cookie. Just basically I just selected this and inserted the credentials and all the different information for the get personal profile data endpoint. You could just, if you want to set up this API call, you could just select shell and copy this curl command and just insert it into our anytime HTTP request mode, import curl, just copy paste that command, and it will generate all this needed information. Basically, we'll need a get method, URL, authentication. So we'll need to connect our Rapid API account to this anytime workflow. And basically, we'll just need to insert the LinkedIn URL that will be generating by our agent before. And just like that, it will scrape all the required information from that particular lead. So basically, just like that, you'll have all this required information about the lead that you are scraping. And based on that, the lead research director will prepare you with that information. And the final the final part is to explain you the Perplexity API call. So yes, Perplexity will basically just search the information about the lead and the company. It will provide you with a lot of different content based on this. And the AI agent analyze the Perplexity information and will transform Perplexity search findings into actionable insights. So basically, it will just put all of this raw data and will provide a nice looking report. And just like that, we'll get all of this Lead Enrichment Director workflow prepared. So basically, it will take all of this different outputs from this free tools. It will generate a good looking report and it will send this information for our document agent. So our document agent, the only job for him is just to create Google Documents and update Google Documents based on the specific instructions. As you can see, for a moment, N8N doesn't have one integration for creating Google Docs. It will need to at first create Google Docs, and after that, we'll need to update it with the content that was generated. So Documents Agent will take the output of a Lead Enrichment Director. It will create a Google document. It will format the report into the Markdown format. It will insert the Markdown formatted information in our Google Doc, and it will send the updated doc URL for our email, as well as the calendar description to the system prompt. Some interesting points. So basically, we'll also doing the same prompt structure as before. We'll inserting the role, the task, the context, and the tools. What I want to for this agent to basically do. So we just give him a good example, https://docs.google.com/document/d/doc id. So basically, this agent will need to pick the document ID from the create docs tool and put it into its final output. By selecting the create docs tools, we do a pretty simple job. Basically, we're asking for for this AI agent to insert the title for this document. So basically, we're using a from AI function, a research title, and we provide with some sort of a description, insert lead name and company title. For the docs update, we just say that the doc ID or URL should be picked from the previous part. And one very important part that you will need to insert while updating the document, if the agent as well is also creating the document. So always make sure to finish with /edit part, because whenever you don't do that, the Google document just cannot be updated and you'll get some errors. So I'll also have this error. So I just needed to put the /edit part here as well. Regarding the text part, what actions this agent will do, basically it will just input some text from the same report it was generated. So that's how this AI agent work, and it will finish with sending me an email with a report. So I just connected my Gmail account and said that, hey, the report on lead name from lead company is ready, and good luck with your meeting, as well as the update of a Google Calendar event. So here I just wanted that this lead information will be updated with a report down below as well, just like I showed you before. So that's how this sales call enrichment agent works. So leave a comment if you have any question, take it as well. And if you want to work with me or have some sort of agent setup, you could contact me by the form below. Here you'll find the template for this workflow as well. So thank you and see you soon.